I'll ask that people come with me on this one because we'll get back to Snatch, we'll get back to Brad Pitt, and then we'll parlay Brad Pitt into F1. So his role as Mickey, as a pikey, which is a negative word, but we'll talk about that and get back to F1 in a second. But I think when you think about casting, you have to get it right. And sometimes the person is right for the movie, but not right for the role. So one really interesting story that I recently came across was Glenn Powell. So Glenn Powell rose to meteoric fame. He was in Twisters 2. You know, he's now a main character in rom-coms and action flicks, etc. But he was also supposed to be cast for Rooster in Top Gun Maverick. And originally when he was casted, he sat down and he did the interview. Now, Tom Cruise is also sitting down and as part of the casting, and he's watching and underlying the connection. But Glenn Powell came in as this different personality altogether, and they said, listen, he's not right for the role. We're thinking Miles Teller. Miles Teller looks a lot like Goose. He's got the stash. He's got the same facial expressions. He's going to be right for that role. But Tom Cruise pulled Glenn Powell aside and said, listen, we want you in this movie, but we think you're much more right for Hangman versus Rooster. And Powell was like, I don't want to play that role. Like, that role's cocky. It's edgy. It's not what I envisioned. And I want a role that's more significant in the movie. And Rooster was one of the main characters, of course, influential to the story. And Tom Cruise said, listen, it's not the role that is going to make you successful. You have to make the role great. You have to be great in the role. And they invited him back and said, we want you to play Hangman. And he thought about it, had a one-on-one conversation with Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise effectively convinced him to play the role.
As one does.
And he absolutely crushed it. Yeah. And from that role, his fame went through the roof. So if you actually just quickly look for any YouTube shorts of Powell sitting down giving that interview, it's inspirational because the casting director and Tom Cruise ultimately said he's right for the movie, but we see him for this. And that vision to me is so interesting.